Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the world's most unstoppable machines. Today, we're looking at something that shouldn't exist, but does. Deep in the heart of Australia, engineers and mechanics took one of the most powerful dozers on Earth, the Caterpillar D11, and turned it into a legend, a machine that goes beyond factory limits. They call it the D12, a super dozer built not by Caterpillar, but by pure Australian determination and brute mechanical genius. Asterisk, the story begins with the D11. Already a monster in its own right, over 113 tons of raw iron, powered by the Caterpillar C32 engine, producing over 850 horsepower. That's enough muscle to push mountains, but for the heavy mining zones of Queensland and the brutal outback, even the D11 was hitting its limits. The Australian terrain demanded something beyond imagination, a machine that could tear through rock, sand, and clay without hesitation. Asterisk, that's when a team of Australian mechanics decided to create something the world had never seen. D11 transformed into a custom-built superdozer. They stripped out the original engine, reinforced the frame, extended the chassis, and then dropped in a beastly Cat 3512 V12 engine. The same power plant used in massive dump trucks. Suddenly, that D11 wasn't just strong, it was a whole new species of earth-crusher. Asterisk, the result, over 1,200 horsepower of pure destructive force. That's nearly 400 more horses than the stock D11. The torque output skyrocketed. The sound went from a deep industrial rumble to a thunderous roar, and the pushing power became something straight out of a heavy machinery fantasy. When the throttle opens, the ground literally shakes beneath it. Asterisk, but raw power was just the beginning. To handle that kind of output, the team re-engineered the cooling system with dual radiators and a massive transmission oil cooler mounted above the ROPS frame. The torque converter was modified using parts from Caterpillar's mining haul trucks. Every part of this build was custom, no blueprints, no manuals. Just engineering experience and bold creativity. Asterisk, visually, the machine is intimidating. From the front, the D12 looks like a fortress on tracks. The blade has been widened and strengthened, capable of moving more dirt per push than any factory-built dozer on Earth. The ripper at the back looks like it was forged for war. With hydraulic power that can rip through rock beds like butter, the tracks were reinforced, the undercarriage upgraded, and the machine's stance sits slightly higher and broader than a regular D11. Asterisk, around the sides, you can see the elongated engine bay, the massive air intakes feeding the V12, and the oversized exhaust stacks screaming power with every rev. The rear shows custom housing for the upgraded cooling systems and thicker hydraulic lines for improved flow under high stress. Every inch of this machine screams Australian toughness, built to conquer where ordinary machines fail. Asterisk, inside the cabin, it's still pure Caterpillar comfort, air-suspended seat, advanced controls, and digital monitoring, but you can feel the difference. The vibrations, the sound, the throttle response. This machine doesn't just work, it dominates. When the operator drops that blade, you can almost feel the earth surrendering. Asterisk, this custom-made Australian D12 isn't an official Caterpillar product. Caterpillar themselves have never released a D12 model, at least not yet, but this one-off conversion, built by an Australian contractor, became a legend in the heavy equipment world. It's proof that passion and innovation can take even the best machine and make it stronger, louder, and more extreme. Asterisk, in mining operations across Queensland, these custom D12 builds have proven their worth, moving massive overburden piles, clearing haul roads, and cutting deep into coal seams with efficiency no standard dozer could match. Operators say the extra power cuts push times dramatically, saving fuel over the long run despite the engine size. And when you see it in action, blade down, V12 screaming, it's not just a dozer. It's a mechanical force of nature. Asterisk, even though it's unofficial, the D12 caught attention across the world. Videos from Australian job sites started circulating online, showing the machine working side by side with stock D11s and out-pushing them easily. That's where the myth began. Is this the next generation of Dozer? Is Caterpillar secretly testing a D12 prototype? But the truth is simpler and more impressive. It was an independent Australian build, designed purely to dominate. Asterisk, let's talk performance. With its upgraded 3512 engine, pushing around 1250 horsepower, this machine can generate torque levels that make even the largest dozers look tame. The operating weight jumps past 120 tons, and the blade capacity stretches close to 45 cubic meters, depending on configuration. It's engineered not for production lines, but for pure, relentless muscle. Asterisk, of course. With that power comes massive responsibility. The chassis had to be extended and reinforced to handle the increased stress. The cooling demands are extreme, requiring extra airflow and modified radiators. The drivetrain and transmission have to endure higher torque, meaning frequent maintenance checks and special oil systems. But for the operators who've run it, the feeling is unmatched. It's like piloting the king of all dozers, a machine that simply refuses to stop. Asterisk. When you watch this beast operate under the blazing Australian sun, covered in dust and power, it's not just heavy machinery, it's engineering art. Every gear turn, every blade push, every engine note tells the story of human ambition meeting raw mechanical power. Asterisk, the Australian D12 proves one thing. Limits exist only if you accept them. Where most would say the D11 is enough, Australia said, let's go further. And they did. They built something Caterpillar never dared to. A custom superdozer that rewrote the rules of what a bulldozer can be. Asterisk, so the next time you hear that thunderous roar echoing through an Australian mine, remember, it's not a myth. It's not a concept. It's real steel, real horsepower, and real Aussie innovation at work. This is the D12, born from the D11, forged in power, and unleashed to move the earth like no other. Asterisk. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest and most powerful machines ever built, hit that like button, subscribe for more unstoppable engineering legends, and stay tuned for the next big thing, because in the world of heavy equipment, evolution never sleeps.